I'm going to tell you about a mother of 4 kids, ages 8 to 14. She shares custody with her ex-husband, who can be pretty obstructive to her efforts in loving and teaching her children. Shared custody can be a nightmare of conflicting parenting. In fact, I don't know of 2 words I hate more than shared custody when you put them together. Mom texts me in the middle of a scene that she's describing. She says, my kids just got back from being with my ex, and apparently he showed them a bunch of videos about a mom who was arrested for child abuse, for tying her kids up, locking them in the basement without food and water, and he told them that me giving them consequences was the same kind of child abuse, and he would report me to child services. So now the kids are screaming child abuse when I do terrible things like, have them do their chores, or if they don't do their chores, giving them extra chores, or telling them to stay in their room when they have attitude. And I feel discouraged, Mom says. I'm Greg Bear. Parenting is a unique role, demanding special skills. The world is full of distractions that can easily keep you and your child feeling unloved, unfulfilled, and unhappy. Here on YouTube and at realloveparents.com, I'll guide you on how to thrive among these distractions. I'll answer all of your questions in the comments section. So let's go back to Mom, who feels discouraged by her ex, who's calling her an abusive mother for simply teaching her children how to be responsible. You have to respond with utmost calm, which takes you out of the contentious atmosphere that your ex has passed on to your kids. You could even smile and make light of their accusations like, yeah, I'm the abusive mother. Go ahead and call the police, and we'll see if they arrest me for taking your phone. You're lightly mocking their accusations, or for making you do horrible chores like the dishes. With that light mocking, it will look laughable, even to the kids. Can't tell you how often kids burst into laughter when you make fun of their accusations and you don't take them seriously. And Mom said, this is so helpful. You help me feel so much more confident. I used to feel absolutely alone in the world when dealing with these challenges, but not now. One kid brought food into his room to eat, even though he had just eaten breakfast, and we were about to eat lunch. So I said, you know that you're not allowed to eat food in your room, and you just ate your lunch early, so you'll be staying in your room while the rest of us eat lunch. She was telling him that because he's eating a second time, that's lunch for him. The kid pitched a fit, Mom says. He accused me of starving him, even though he had just eaten and it was his second meal by 11 o'clock in the day. So I said to Mom, encourage him to call the police. Keep up this light mocking of the parental abuse you're being accused of. Say it's 911, call the police, and tell them, that you've already eaten 2 meals before lunch, but somehow you're starving and Mom is abusing you. Go ahead and call the police and give him the phone, and then laugh out loud at how silly that would be. Children tend to respond to humor better than lectures. A couple of hours later, Mom texted and said, this has been such a fun day after I got some confidence after talking to you. My 12-year-old daughter, Jana, came out of her room a little bit ago and threw a hairbrush at me because she's come to the conclusion from her dad, apparently, that I hate my kids and want them dead because they have to do chores. And then she just ran out the front door. Jana has a history of running away, typically hiding out in our neighborhood until she feels like coming back and getting her way. These are the kinds of situations where I feel at such a loss for what to do, Mom says. So I said, let her go. Let her run out the door. Don't run after her. When she comes back, I suggest a move that can be very helpful if you have the courage to do it. Take her over to her dad's and just drop her off there. He's the one that says you're the abusive parent, so you just take her over to the parent who's, in his words, so kind and loving. Tell her that since she doesn't want to stay with you, she can stay with him, and then drive away as you text your ex. This is just kill most parents, but the kids have to learn this lesson. And if we don't teach them these lessons, we become absolutely ineffective and weak. So back to me talking to mom. You're telling her and you're telling him that it's not safe for her to just run out of your house out into the neighborhood. She's by herself. So you're actually doing the safer thing by taking her back to her dad's. That gets rid of her dad saying that you're being unsafe. He'll hardly know what to do with that because, one, you're giving him credit for being the safer parent. How's he going to argue with that? And two, if he refuses to take her into the house, he has to tell Jana that he doesn't want her there. Well, that's going to be a real conundrum for him. Mom said, but if I do this, would he be able to use that against me to get her taken away from me? Maybe, but you have to not care. As much as he fills their heads with foolishness, they can already feel that you offer them genuine love. They come to you for hugs. They feel loved by you. They don't do that with him. They like it when you tuck them in at night and when you don't get angry at them. Your ex spoils them with things, but they deep down know that he doesn't love them like you do. You've said a number of things, and so have they, that prove that. So Jana would not likely go along with living with him. And if she did, she'd change her mind pretty quickly because of his anger and just bribing her with stuff. And I've seen that happen many, many times in shared custody. Later on, Mom texted again. She said, Jana just came home and we're in the car, headed, meaning coming home from her running away, remember? And we're headed in the car over to her dad's, and she's furious. Beautiful. Outstanding, proving that she'd rather live with who? You, not him. She's angry because she's afraid. She's seeing that her tantrums are not agitating you anymore. In other words, she's losing her control over you, and she's gotten used to controlling you. So Mom said, how long do I leave her with him? Listen closely. Leave her there until she can humbly and sincerely tell you that she was being a brat and she was being selfish and ugly when she yelled at you and threw a brush at you and ran away. She has to admit that she was wrong. She's 13, not 2. And all of that before she returns to your place. It's not about the words. It's about her humble tone of voice. Mom said, I can't tell you how nice it is to have a guide through all this. I would never have dared to do this by myself. But when I took her over to her dad's, I knew I was doing the right thing. Now, me, talking to all of us. This is why we have the realloveparents.com website. This is the reason for you to hit like and subscribe and the bell on YouTube. And we're happy to give all this to you for free. Parenting without help is nearly impossibly difficult. And it's our mission to help you. Mom texted later. She said, because I was able to text you through all this, I felt secure and confident, and the day ended amazingly. It was fascinating to me that during the difficulties with Jana, I didn't get angry, which I would have done in the past. Instead, I was calm and kind. I acted in harmony with the principles that I've been teaching the kids. So almost to my surprise, none of the kids were upset when I got back from taking Jana to their dads, the other kids. In fact, the other kids seemed to trust me more after seeing the calm and strong way that I dealt with the crazy behavior of their sister. They actually felt safer and happier after seeing my love and consistency. Is that great or what? And I said, every difficult thing becomes so much more peaceful when you don't have to do it alone. Your children are feeling the power of you loving and teaching them. Love is that powerful. The kids feel reassured that you're strong. You have finally become a rock instead of shifting sand under their feet. To everyone, the course of action I recommended to this mother might seem extreme to some. I get it. But I assure you that anything less would have been far worse. I've seen it so many times. If she had continued with business as usual, she would have continued to convince the kids that she was powerless, which makes her useless in loving and teaching them. They need a rock, not marbles on the floor. Sometimes in the beginning, change is difficult, yes, but we can all learn to become real parents, as this mother did with her kids. It takes a strong willingness to learn. But if we have that, it's all about practicing over and over. You can learn to do this.